Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Ask Amity Show. Today, we'd like to address a common question that we're asked. Can siblings do a joint trust together? So the situation is, if you and your sibling hold title to a property together, perhaps you inherited a property from your parents or you purchased a new property together as an investment, would you be able to do a joint trust with him or her? Generally, the answer is no. The main reason for this is between siblings, you cannot own community property together. California is a community property state, meaning that generally anything spouses acquire during their marriage, including assets, debts, income, those are all considered community property. Community property only applies to spouses and domestic partners, and therefore cannot apply to siblings or even any other family relationships such as aunts and nieces, uncles and nephews. So if you own one property with your sibling, you and your sibling will have different choices of trustees potentially and beneficiaries. So having a combined joint trust with a sibling would not actually be practical because legally you are two independent individuals with different needs and other separate assets.
So when it comes to estate planning rules, it's easy for someone to get confused about the roles of a settlor and a trustee of a living trust. So the estate planning terms to know are, number one, settlor, someone who creates the living trust and lays out his or her wishes for the trust. It is common for a settlor to serve as a trustee of a living trust as well. The trustee is someone who follows the instructions that are indicated on the trust after its creation and until the trust is terminated. There are alternatives options or siblings who want to protect their inheritance. If you and your sibling would like to protect property or potential property that you will inherit, there are some options. So Jen's going to go over the first one.
Sure. So the first option is your parents can set up a living trust together. So if your parents are looking to pass on a family home or a separate rental property, they can set up a living trust together to indicate how that inheritance should be divided between you and your siblings. With the living trust, your parents would be able to indicate how and when the assets are distributed amongst you and your siblings. And then as a family, you can help to contribute ideas and be involved in the estate planning for your parents.
So the second option is that you and your siblings can each set up your own living trust. If you and your siblings are looking to directly purchase property together, you can also each set up your own individual trust to protect your respective shares of the property. That would mean that, if you own 50%, then 50% would go into your trust, and then the other 50% would go into your siblings' trust. By setting up the individual living trust, you and your siblings can also account for your own individual assets, such as individual bank accounts and properties that may be only in your name, or maybe properties that you share with your own spouse. So if you have any other questions or want to talk to us about this topic or anything about estate planning or probate, we'd be more than happy to give a free consultation. Give us a call. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe.